horseplay, tractoring. Only turning in field order. Sowing machines use fertilizer. Not on my farm, they don't. And go. There we go. So one of the reasons I don't usually plant fertilizer when I'm sowing is because we're using precision farming, so I want application of fertilizer to be precise. So even if I did use fertilizer, I would want it to be what's the word for it? Not automatic, fixed application. If we ever do end up applying fertilizer twice, the first application will be some form of manure to get us in the ballpark, which obviously if you're planting grass, I don't need to add any. And then we top it off with nitrogen and crop sensors and everything else to make sure that we're coming up with an ideal application of nitrogen. Anyway, this appears to be working, so we can jump over here and get out of the field without killing too much of the maize, which we're actually not going to end up harvesting anyway. Oh, come on, tractor. You can do this. So the other thing I will be planning to do, I think, is I'm going to buy that last field to the west in that block. So we're going to have one huge, massive field there. Very long, very thin. It's currently got corn in it. So because it's August, we can forage it. We don't have to harvest it. Because it's forageable state, we can actually fertilize it to get it to ideal fertilization state. So I can buy it, I can check the dirt quality, and then which button is it? That one. Okay, I don't know which button is it. 15.2. Excuse me while I pull my crib sheet out and see what button 15 is. I think it's the one on the back. Oh no. No, no. Unload here. 15 and 6. Voila. Figured it. Okay. And we can now close that. Alrighty. It's probably a bad plan because we have a huge mass of, or huge vacancy at the back of there. I might end up using the telehandler to shovel some of that back into the corner at some point, but for now we've got things to do. We really need to be getting on with this harvest. Unfortunately, the field sculpting, I'm going to have to do that myself. So all of the ploughing between all of these fields is going to be on my back. And we will need to borrow money for the purchase of that other field. But I don't mind taking out a short-term loan for that. Yeah, one of the reasons I wasn't, particularly desperate about joining these two fields up is it kind of creates an awkward shaped field, but looks like course play can cope with that, so I'm not too worried about doing that. We will come along here and chop these hedges out and trees down later. As I said, for right now, I want to get all of our maize fields harvested and done. And he's starting to turn in. It's still loading, so that's good. Now we're out from under the trees, I can actually do in third person view rather than first person view. And the reason for opening up these fields into multiples, there'll be less of these types of corners where we're just skipping whole swaths of maize at the corner. I may end up repainting those on the big fields to just be not field, just scrubland. That way I don't feel guilty about missing things. Because OCD Farmer says you've got to farm everything, and yeah, sometimes it just doesn't. To cut in there, and now he's going to take that passage to the right to begin the second headland. So what else has been happening this week? There's really not a lot been happening for me. The church did assembling 400,000 editions of John and Romans in dual language English French for distribution in Canada. So 400,000 is a lot. It's the most we've ever done, and we did manage to finish lunchtime Friday. So they'd actually booked the calendar for Sunday last week to today. But in our previous endeavours, we've never gone past Thursday lunchtime. So this is actually the first time we went past Thursday lunchtime and still managed to finish way ahead of time. I figure we could probably have done 450 and still been finished by the end of Friday, but then we'd have got fed. But since I'm working and I don't have enough vacation time, I'm only able to go in the evenings. So they've been starting lunch at 5:30, which has been nice. Normally they start at 5, which means it's random chance whether I get food in the evening, which I'm basically leaving work and going straight there. So if there's no food, I'm not going to be eating till 9 o'clock, which not ideal. Not when you have diabetes. So starting food at 5:30 is good because it means that it's all still there when I get there. And okay, that button and that button. So that's good. I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to try and get it in that corner. Okay, let's try that corner. Oh. The nice thing about this tractor is it does have the power to do this, which has been a little bit of challenge for some of our other tractors. But there we go. That corner's a little bit better filled. We'll do the other corner next load. So what else? So there was that. Former foster girl child decided she didn't want to do any of it this year, so she went home on Sunday night. But the boy who has been considered a little bit too young the last few years, he decided he wanted to stay and do it. He worked like a trooper. So he had fun, but as I said, he had to go home Wednesday night because Grandma and Grandpa were taking them up Thursday morning. I've got my phone and my specialist call with the back specialist on Monday, so I'll be able to find out what the next plans are. Concerningly, I've got my hip is starting to pain twinges, and that is very much, it's the same sensation I had when I had the cyst, but it's only been happening for the last 3 or 4 days, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But that might be a bad thing, because I might have to have another MRI. But we'll see. We'll see what he says. At the moment, I've got nothing to speculate on. We'll just have to do what we've been doing, talk it through, and decide on the next moves. I'm reasonably okay for now. So this group of fields I am going to plant barley in. So once we've cultivated them all, we will plough all of them. Hence, consideration for buying that the subsoiler, so that we can get the fields ploughed a bit quicker. We'll keep the small plough for expanding the fields. So joining these two fields up, we'll use a plough, and then where I've chopped off the hedges by the farm tracks, we'll use a plough to slightly expand the fields at those points. Yeah, this field will be barley, or this group of fields will be barley, and I think our last maize field to the south of the main yard will probably end up as oats. I'm thinking it's not a particularly big field. I think it could be expanded south. I can't. Yeah, it could be expanded further south. Bring up the map. This is our current field. We could buy this one and expand through there and just make that a little bit bigger. I'm not sure I want to do maize in that field. Maize will be on our two big fields at the moment. Another consideration, we could buy the two fields to the other side of where I'm planning to plant, or where I'm currently planting grass, and just expand that into a very big field too. Actually, one of the considerations for the that field to the south is to put canola in it and buy the oil factory, because I bought the bakery last week and discovered that it's a much more complicated bakery than the giant Space Game bakery, in that we can't just take flour there and make bread. We have to mix it with whole hosts of other things like canola oil and stuff like that. Okay, let's watch this tip. Can I pull forward a little and turn that way? Try and fill up that corner if I can. Yes. Okay, that's probably good enough. So that gives me a flatter top now. How much have we got in there? We're already up to 500,000, which is a good thing. Okay, so now I can start dumping towards the front of the thing. Gonna have to go round again. So yeah, in all things I'm doing, I'm trying to preserve, I'm going to be preserving the farm tracks because they just happen to be useful. And then we'll worry about, you know, field boundaries and what have you as we go. Can't see. Too many trees. We're now out of the trees again, and here we are. Woo! Okay. So yeah, as I said, this is our haulage tractor. The four-wheel steering just makes things very, very simple. It's got a good amount of horsepower. And it looks like a CVT rather than a power shift, which makes the ride a little easier at times. So, as far as planting barley, we can't do that until September, so there's no hurry to get these maize fields done. And that's good because I do need to get the grass cut and all set up for, whoa, I'm not turning in yet, all set up for the final cut of the year. So fertilise and all that stuff. The mower's all ready to go. We've got 4 days a month, so I'm not too fussed about when we do each of the fields, but I will need to buy that last field over there so that I can finish foraging that. But yeah, well, as far as merging these fields together, I could do that September 1. We're not in a rush. But if I've got spare tractors, I should use them. I think it's looking like I'm going to be spending a fair amount of cash on loans. Getting a fair amount in loans so we can buy the field. I might buy the subsoiler. and we will have to get the other thing. So canola is another spring. No, canola is actually a winter crop. So, and I can plant canola this actually. That's concerning. We can plant canola August and September. Okay. So that might need to be something I think about pretty much immediately. We're full again already. Wow. So I didn't get anything extra done last weekend on the model trains. Just too much shopping and other stuff going on. Mrs. Osa was cutting the grass because she's out all week. The kids were all playing, and somebody needed to go and pick up at least some stuff from the store. We really didn't need much because we were out all week. I think I ended up buying loaves of bread to stick in the freezer and bags of salt to put in the the water purification system, because we were running a little low on those. And then I also went and bought some stuff to make a chili with, because since I'm at home alone at lunchtime, I needed something to eat, so I figured I'd do a chili. Which didn't end up being that strong this time. Okay. Load. I didn't notice. And back to the field. So the downside of doing these, well, it's a good and a bad thing, but as we plough all these fields together, we are going to be looking at something. It's going to take a lot longer to finish one field off. Maybe a multi-day project. Where is my harvester? Did I do ended up around here? There it is. Yay. So yeah, I think today Mrs. Osa's planning on a shopping trip. She knows what she wants to do this week. We don't have much stuff. Whoa, 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 where are you going? Let's come back. So that will give me a couple of hours in the basement. I can make about 2 hours of doing manual labour in the basement before my back, if I do more than 2 hours, I'm not going to be able to move tomorrow. And updates on my pre-orders. One of the more expensive ones is due for release in July. So yay for that. What is today? Today is the 15th. So there's 2 more weekends. I'm not sure how far along I'll be. first task I want to get done this week is to level up the benches. So I'm going to be crawling around on the floors, adjusting the adjustable feet with a spirit level to get everything all set up right. No idea where we're going after this. And maybe cut a length of boards, or one of the boards into 4-foot lengths. Yeah, okay. So do not turn in until he's done his thing. And done. Okay, now where are we going now, dude? Assume we go down to the end. I'm not sure where we end up. Just follow on dutifully until he makes the cut in, or the turn in. As I said before, with a forage harvester, you don't need to do islands, you can just run up and down. It's not a big deal. Grass planting looks good. Oh, dude! I think he may be starting on this edge. Just a thought. So this turn is going to be. Oh, he's not even doing a full width. Okay. Does mean we're going the right way if he fills us up before the end of the row. How's the it's down to 8 litres of silage additive.